excited about this look because we have Karis from Stushy.
No.
Each member of Stushy have their own individual look, including their makeup. So today we're going to show you Karis' signature look. Karis has a strong look, involves a strong eyeliner and red lips, perfect skin and lashes. We're starting with a natural base and we're going to work on and show you how we create her look. So using a flat brush, when you use a brush that has more of a compact of bristles, you get more of a stronger colour. When you use one that's more sparse, it's used more for blending, which will soften the colour down.
Go to sleep.
And then we're going to use a light colour on top of the base, which is an Urban Decay from the Naked palette. We're going to move on to slightly darker shades. We're not going to go too dark because there's quite a strong lip. We're going to focus more on the lip and keep the eyes more softer. So just now, following the edges and the crease of her eye, we're blending in a purpley brown shade and blending it into the base colour that you put on, just to start to build up a bit of definition around Karis' eyes. Karis is quite influenced by the Mexican chola kind of vibe of style, so...
Got the tattoos.
Exactly, we've already got the tattoos, the look, so we like to also emphasise that with creating the makeup with that style in mind.
So the eyeliner.
Exactly. Strong eyeliner.
Nice lip. Sometimes we use other lip liner.
Yeah, sometimes we use a softer colour. If we go darker on the eyes, then we use more of a nude colour on the lips. So now just slightly enhancing the crease of her eye, we're just adding a soft brown to blend in. It's all about layering. You don't want to just use one colour and stick with it. I think it's nice to use a couple of colours and then you can create more definition without just using one base colour. So now going in, same brush again, still using one brush, with Dark Horse, which is still from the Naked palette.
Love that palette.
But also just focusing in that C shape and really blending into what's already there. You can, on yourself, you can follow the crease. Just take it a little bit higher than the natural eye crease, just so that it blends in all together and you're showing that smoky look. So we're going to move on to eyeliner. So my favourite is Motives by Lauren Ridinger. It's Little Black Dress. A lot of companies do it, Bobbi Brown, MAC do a great one, but the blackest black that I find is the Motives by Lauren Ridinger. So just taking a little bit on an angled brush, just taking a little bit of the product off on your hand, which are pre-sanitised. Because it's an angled brush, you already get a straight line. A little trick as well, because it's a gel, just keep it upside down on the table because they will dry out. On Karis' eyeliner, we like to do quite a long flick. So we're going to start right on the edge and work downwards. You can see just by lifting the eye, you're not dragging against the skin. So by lifting it up and following her eye shape, and joining it to her natural line and get them right to the lash line so you don't see any gaps whatsoever. Open your eyes for me. So you've really got a nice cat shape. And you can see how that enhances an eye and is Karis' real signature look.
See the difference.
Which she loves. Yeah, I'm very grateful that the girls are confident in their own skin and were lucky enough, I was lucky enough for them to let me do the makeup on them. So we've only got a natural base, so everybody looks different without makeup.
You've been with us from the beginning,
It was really nice. I first met the girls before they were signed at Wireless, and we all got on and we liked one another's vibe, and they liked my work, luckily. And then we've all kind of been through a journey where Karis's makeup was very strong at the beginning. Everything was all about bright colours, and now we've really found her signature look with the cat eye and the red lips. So it's something that we both worked together to develop.
2.5 years.
Yeah. And you find what's best in your skin. Everyone makes mistakes, fashion mistakes, makeup mistakes, but you develop as an artist, as a person, and you know what suits you. So just going on to the other eye as well. Getting really close to the lash line. And again, just flipping the brush back over and joining up from the inner corner to the middle. I'm pulling her eyebrow up so it keeps the eyelid nice and smooth. And you don't get any jaggedy edges. Just right underneath the lashes, with what's left on your brush, not adding any more product. I'm just defining her lash line. And now we're going to move on to lashes, one of our favourite parts. So we're going to show you what we use on Karis, which is the Colourpop lashes by Katy Perry by Isla. So I like to use the Duo Glue, which you can get in any beauty supplies or MAC stores. And just put the base, so get enough glue on there. Don't be scared of getting too much glue because it dries clear anyway. So in the meantime, while the lashes are getting tacky, we're going to move on to the eyebrows. We're all obsessed with the HD brow technique. If you work on top, you could just slightly raise your arch higher than it already is. And really noticing where your highest point is, so you can really enhance your arch. So going onto the lashes again, once the glue is on, place them more in the middle, make sure they're in the right place, and then just join in the edges. Now we're going to use a white eyeliner in the waterline of Karis's eye, just to open up the eye inside there. Underneath Karis's eye, I'm going to use the Cover FX foundation just to really lighten right underneath. And kind of work in a tick shape, so you're highlighted on top of the cheekbone.
Covering my scar from Wireless.
Oh yeah, we had an incident actually. You can talk about that if you want.
I was on the way to Wireless last year performing, and I was getting into my tour manager's car and I slipped.
It was so muddy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was muddy, and it was outside my house. It was outside my flat, but it was really muddy. It was like torrential rain, and I slipped into the door, and the side of the door literally went, slit my nose, and it was like hanging open. It's disgusting. And I had to get stitched up backstage. All I was saying was, get me into Wireless. My dad was like, you need to go to the hospital. I was like, no. And then the next day I was like, Kristina, help me.
But professional, went straight on stage.
Oh, I don't know how.
And then we're going to move on to the foundation. We love the Studio Fix Fluid by MAC. I'm working with a foundation brush, get a good amount on the product, and work into the skin. I do like sponges and brushes. The tools are your main point, especially when applying makeup, you need good tools. Starting with the powder, I'm going to use a really light colour again, just to set underneath, and no sweeping movements again, just really press in right underneath the eye to set the creams that you've put on. And then just using a darker colour, a tapered bristle brush, just rolling your brush in it and taking a little bit of that off. Just going to work just to contour the nose a little bit more, which we all love.
Pretty nice job.
And then with a fan brush, which is one of my favourites as well, getting a load of that colour on, we're going to contour cheekbones, really, really work into, Karis has got good cheekbones already, so we're just really enhancing what's already there. And then we're going to move on to lips. We love Ruby Woo.
Yes.
MAC Ruby Woo and an Illamasqua red pencil. So keeping it nice and sharp, The pencil's a little bit more pinky, so it just makes the Ruby Woo a little bit brighter. Starting on the Cupid's bow, creating your shape first. Balancing it out on the bottom, and then I join up the edges. So using Ruby Woo, it's a matte colour, so it's good to prep the lips first with a little bit of lip balm underneath. And really getting on all that colour and blending it in with the lip liner. Be really specific about where you put your lipstick. You don't really want to go over the edges when you're doing a red lip. It has to be really precise. I'm just going to finish the lip with a little bit of blusher. Don't want to take it too high. And then we have Karis's complete signature look.